You just have to love a poncho, lightweight, waterproof and multifunctional. The Arcturus multi-purpose poncho used to be my go-to poncho. It wasn't the biggest, but it got the job done and it kept me warm and it kept me dry. The last video I did with that particular poncho was during Storm Kieran, where I slept under it as an emergency shelter. A long night indeed. Now I've upgraded to a bigger and frankly better poncho. And when you think about an upgrade, you think about spending more money. No, a cheaper poncho. Military surplus. This is the Dutch Army Poncho, so let's take a closer look at it. Poncho is developed from a ripstop material, very tough. Obviously sporting the DPM camouflage, which makes it a good choice for the stealth campers among us. It consists of 12 heavy duty eyelets going around the edge of the poncho. Need I say heavy duty? No. Also has these here poppers going down the drop side, allowing you to create sleeves, a bivvy, or even a stretcher bed. Additionally, you have right here inside the poncho this what would be a waistband to tighten it around you and stop it from flapping around in the wind too much. You have a drawstring on the extra large hood, a hood large enough to accommodate a helmet. And finally integrated and attached to the poncho itself is its very own stuff sack. Personally, I don't use a stuff sack. I just lay it flat, fold it up, creates more space in the pack. And when laid out, the dimensions are approximately 1.5 meters by 2 meters, and it weighs in at approximately 1.01 kilograms. So what we're going to look at today is using the Dutch Army Poncho as a shelter. I've got the poncho, I've got the pegs, and I've got the bungees. I always opt for bungees, so much quicker to take down and put up than tying knots. The other great thing about bungees is the flex. It takes the flex, so when there's strong winds, it takes the pressure off the poncho or the tarp, and it's taken up by the flex in the bungees. Another awesome little accessory that I've got is these tarp clips. If your tarp doesn't have the eyelets required, use tarp clips. So first things first, a lean-to. Super simple shelter to apply. We're just going to hook our bungee into the corner eyelet, wrap her around a tree. Same on the opposite side, bungee in, around the tree, and then peg it out. And what we have is a lean-to. Now we can always create more space under that lean-to using the hood. We pull the hood out, put a stick there, tie it off, and we just enabled a bit more headroom under that lean-to. And as you can see, what that does is it just pulls out the back of the poncho, giving you a lot more headroom. Even easier to apply and offering more protection than a lean-to is the plow point. Bungee, corner eyelet. Around the tree, pick out the rest of the corners. And there we have our plow point, but the same again, we can use the hood to create more space in here. And there we just enabled more headroom, very simple, quick to apply. We're more protected from the elements in here. We could even have a little fire and a stove out front here and get that heat circulating into the back. Next up, we're going to look at the A-frame shelter, but with the Dutch Army Poncho, there is no center eyelet. So this is where you're going to need a ridge line or alternatively a tarp clip. So you're going to need 2 trees here to tie off your poncho lengthways and then peg out the 4 corners. Nice and simple. So obviously this is when the weather starts really picking up and you need to get sheltered from those elements. Not an awful lot of room under here, but you'll only be using it in a needs must kind of situation. So we're going for one more. I pegged out the 2 lengthways corners. Place a tarp clip in the center of the lengthways poncho, raised it up with a stick, and then peg out the opposing 2 corners. And finally, raise the hood, giving you more space. And here we have another decent shelter to add to the collection. And so there you go. That's just a few setups, and there's many variations of these setups you can apply to suit you. Use it straight up as a tarp, a lean-to with a roof. My personal preference for shelter would be the plow point. Let me know yours in the comments section, and I'll catch you on the next one.